A good builder knows that some construction materials are better than others. Straw doesn't get used very often these days. People don't think it will keep out the weather or the wolf. So perhaps the little pig should have talked to these little birds. Nothing is better than a weaver bird at building with straw. The male is the principal builder, gathering strips of leaves, vines, and tall grasses. Then he knots the strips to a branch using only his beak and feet. And if at first you don't succeed, it's a matter of try, and try again. Each bird will use over 1,000 strips of grass, and it will take up to a week to complete the nest. Then he tries to attract a female to his love shack. She selects her dream weaver by the quality of his design. If he doesn't secure a female quickly, his nest will go brown, and that's a real turnoff. He'll have to unpick his work and start all over again. The weaver bird is number 4 in the countdown because the finished nest is a remarkable piece of engineering. The high tensile strength of the woven strands disperse stresses and strains. With no areas of weakness, it's incredibly strong for its weight. But this isn't the only time a female has provided the inspiration to design one of the world's most amazing structures. Back in 1612, the Empress Mumtaz Mahal was married to the Emperor Shah Jahan, who ruled in the country now known as India. When she died giving birth to their 14th child, the emperor was overpowered by grief. He became determined to honor her memory forever and decided to build his beloved wife the most magnificent mausoleum of all time, a monument of eternal love. An army of 20,000 stonemasons, gem cutters, marble fitters, and laborers toiled 22 years to build it. Legend has it that the artisans that built the dome and its 4 tapering minarets had their hands cut off afterwards, so that they would not be able to build anything to rival its beauty. The emperor's dream came true, because today, there is no tomb to rival the majesty of the Taj Mahal. This is the weaver bird's version of a monumental building. It's the most extreme nest on the planet. It's designed by a flock of social weaver birds that live on the plains of Africa. Weighing more than a ton, this monument to avian artistry can house more than 400 birds. And the best part is nobody loses a beak when it's finished. You can find the next contender in our countdown of extreme animal architects living in cities that sprawl across the American prairie. One city was said to have 400 million inhabitants and spread across an area 20 times bigger than Los Angeles. It's just that this city was underground. Popping in to number 3 in the countdown is the prairie dog. This fat little rodent builds the best little house on the prairie, but it can be 3 meters below the surface. The only signs above ground of their tunneling activity are the mounds of dirt at the entrances to burrows. The prairie dog puts a lot of effort into maintaining these mounds. Not only do they make useful lookout posts, but in these flat grasslands, flooding can be a real problem, unless you build a protective dike of dirt. And as protection against hungry predators, prairie dogs always dig several escape tunnels. Construction is a real family affair. One male can have up to 4 females helping him build the burrow and collecting grass to line the chambers below. This pudgy little digger takes tunneling to the extreme. Journey down into a prairie dog burrow and you'll discover a labyrinth of tunnels over 4 meters long. They build nurseries, bedrooms, a pantry, a toilet, and emergency exits. But the most impressive part of their tunnel construction is the way prairie dogs invented their very own air conditioning system. The mounds at the openings of prairie dog burrows are built at different heights. Because higher places are windier, atmospheric pressure is reduced at the mouth of the top entrance. This effectively sucks air out of the tunnel. Meanwhile, at the lower mound, the relatively higher pressure forces fresh air down into the burrow. It's a system that would come in handy in the baking heat of the Australian desert. Because here, just like a prairie dog town, people have gone down under. Welcome to Coober Pedy, population 3,500, and about 70% of the town live underground. The reason is simple. Up on the surface of the desert, air conditioners struggle to cope with temperatures that can hit more than 50 degrees. But underground houses remain a comfortable 25 degrees all year, free of charge. Some underground homes are mansions, complete with swimming pools. Surprisingly, the cost can be 30% less than conventional housing, because massive boring machines can dig a 4-bedroom abode in a single day. But the best part of designing a house in this part of the desert is that sometimes it can pay for itself. Coober Pedy is the opal capital of the world. Many of the homes were once former opal mines, and often people can find enough of the precious stones during the construction process to pay for the whole house. Who knows what precious stones prairie dogs would find as they tunnel across the prairie. But their major earthworks are nothing compared to the designs of the rodent that's coming up next in the countdown.